It's 6 in the morning, you haven't had coffee yet. You're barefoot, you're walking toward the kitchen, not fully awake, not fully paying attention. And there, on the floor, centered perfectly on the tile, like it's been arranged, is a dead mouse. Your cat is sitting 3 feet away, looking at you. Not with guilt, not with confusion, with something that, if you're being honest, looks a lot like expectation. Most people's first reaction is disgust. The second is a question. Why? Why does my cat do this? Is it a gift? Is it aggression? Is it some kind of power move? Did my cat look at me eating cereal and decide I needed an intervention? The internet will give you a one-line answer. Your cat thinks you're a bad hunter. It's a great line. It gets shared constantly. And it's a dramatic oversimplification of something far more complex and far more interesting than a punchline. Because what your cat is doing when it drops a dead animal at your feet is rooted in some of the deepest behavioral programming in the feline brain. And it tells you something about how your cat sees you that most owners never consider. Let's start with the obvious. Your cat is a predator, not a former predator, not a retired predator who traded the savannah for a couch. An active, functioning, neurologically driven predator living in your house. The domestic cat shares roughly 95% of its DNA with the tiger. Its eyes are built for tracking movement in low light. Its ears rotate independently to triangulate sound. Its retractable claws are engineering marvels designed for silent approach and sudden grip. That's everything about your cat's body, every muscle, every reflex, every sensory organ is built to kill small animals, and the drive to do so is not connected to hunger. This is one of the most important and most misunderstood facts about cat predation. A well-fed cat hunts just as readily as a hungry one. The hunting sequence, stalk, chase, pounce, kill, is triggered by movement, not by appetite. It's a fixed motor pattern hardwired into the feline nervous system, and it activates whether or not the cat has just eaten a full bowl of premium food. A 2013 systematic review published in Nature Communications estimated that free-ranging domestic cats in the United States alone kill between 1.3 and 4 billion birds and 6.3 and 22.3 billion mammals annually. Billion with a B. These are not feral strays hunting out of desperation. A significant portion of that mortality comes from owned, fed, so well cared for pet cats that go outside, hunt because their brains compel them to, and bring part of the haul home. Which brings us to the question, why home? Why don't they just eat it outside? And why, specifically, do they bring it to you? The most widely cited explanation in the behavioral literature is the maternal provisioning theory, and it's more nuanced than the internet version of your cat thinks you can't hunt. In the wild, a mother cat, a queen, follows a specific teaching sequence with her kittens. She doesn't simply feed them, she brings them through a graduated curriculum of predatory education. First, she brings dead prey back to the nest. The kittens eat. They learn to recognize food. Then she brings back injured prey, alive, but compromised. The kittens practice killing. They learn the mechanics of the bite, the grip, the neck snap. Finally, she brings alive, fully functional prey. The kittens hunt under supervision. This isn't random. It's structured, sequential, and it has been documented in field studies of feral cat colonies across multiple continents. The mother is not feeding her kittens, she is teaching them to feed themselves. And the progression, dead, injured, live, is consistent enough across populations that researchers consider it a species-typical behavioral pattern. Now, your cat, spayed or neutered, no kittens to speak of, living in a house with a human who opens cans, has the same behavioral programming. The drive to provision, to bring food to a dependent member of the social group, doesn't require actual offspring. Right? It requires a social bond and a perceived need. And this is where the interpretation shifts from funny to genuinely fascinating. Your cat is not insulting you. Your cat is including you. In the social architecture of the cat's world, bringing food to another individual is one of the most significant expressions of affiliation that exists. Cats are not pack animals. They don't share space easily. They don't cooperate instinctively. When a cat shares food with another being, it is overriding its default setting of self-sufficiency and treating that being as part of an inner circle so small that most cats go their entire lives without admitting anyone into it. A study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats were more likely to present prey to individuals they had strong affiliative bonds with. The people who fed them, spent time with them, and interacted with them most consistently. The dead mouse on your kitchen floor is not random, it's addressed. But there's a second layer that makes this behavior even more revealing, and it involves how your cat categorizes you. Behavioral researchers, including John Bradshaw at the University of Bristol, one of the most cited cat behavior experts in the world, have argued that cats do not appear to have a mental model of humans as a separate species. Dogs adjust their behavior markedly when interacting with humans versus other dogs. Cats don't. They use the same social signals with humans that they use with other cats. The tail up greeting, the head rub, the slow blink, the meow. They treat you functionally as a large, slightly incompetent cat. And within that framework, bringing you a dead animal is not condescension. It's the same behavior a mother directs at her kittens, or a colony member directs at an affiliate. It's care, expressed in the only currency your cat has. Now, let me tell you about the part of this that nobody wants to talk about, because it complicates the gift narrative in an important way. Not all cats bring prey home for the same reason, and not all of it is about you. A study published in Ecology and Evolution looked at the personality profiles of cats that brought prey home versus those that didn't. The cats that brought back the most dead animals were rated by their owners as more dominant, more aggressive, and more active. The cats rated as shy and friendly brought back less. This suggests something important. Part of the motivation for bringing prey home may be territorial, not social. The cat is not just provisioning its family, it's marking its home range. Bringing prey to a central location, your house, may serve as a signal to other predators. This territory is occupied by something that kills efficiently. The dead bird on your porch isn't just a gift. It might also be a billboard. And there's a third explanation that researchers have increasingly acknowledged, one that's less romantic, but equally valid. Your house is simply the safest place your cat knows. In the wild, eating a kill in the open exposes you to larger predators and scavengers. The smart move is to bring the food to your den, where you can eat in safety and store what's left. Your home, from your cat's perspective, is the den. It's the safest territory. It's the most logical place to bring a kill. So when your cat drops a mouse on the kitchen floor, The behavior might be driven by the teaching instinct. It might be driven by social affiliation. It might be territorial display. It might be simple food security. And the truth, according to multiple researchers who have studied this behavior, is that it's probably all of these things operating simultaneously. Cats don't have one motivation. They have a stack of motivations layered on top of each other, some conscious, some automatic, some ancient, some learned. But here's the piece I want you to hold on to, because it might be the most important part of this entire video. Your cat does not have to bring the prey home. It could eat it outside. It could leave it in the yard. It could abandon it where it died. Many cats do exactly that. So studies that track cats with GPS cameras show that cats frequently kill prey, consume part of it, and leave the rest in the field. What comes home is a fraction of what's been caught. So the mouse on your floor represents a choice, not an accident, not a behavioral reflex that your cat can't control. A decision to bring something to a specific place and leave it where a specific person will find it. Whether that choice is driven by the maternal provisioning instinct, by territorial signaling, by den security, or by some form of affiliative generosity, or more likely by all of them tangled together, the common thread is that you're home and you are at the center of your cat's behavioral world. You are the person the prey comes back to. You are the den. You are the colony member worth sharing with. Your cat dragged a dead animal across a yard, through a cat flap, down a hallway, and deposited it in the one place where you would absolutely, unavoidably find it. That's not random. That's priority. And there's one more thing. If your cat brings you live prey, and some cats do, delivering mice or birds that are injured but still moving, the behavioral interpretation is even more specific. Live prey delivery is the second stage of the maternal teaching sequence. Dead prey first, then injured, then live. Your cat isn't just sharing a resource. It's advancing you to the next lesson. It has assessed your hunting competence, found it lacking, and decided you're ready for stage 2. Is that an insult? Maybe. But it's also the same behavior a mother cat uses with the kittens she's invested in, the kittens she's committed to raising, the kittens she's decided are worth the effort of teaching. You didn't just get a dead mouse, you got enrolled in a curriculum. Now, and this is important, none of this means you should encourage the behavior. The ecological impact of outdoor cat predation is real and documented. Domestic cats have contributed to the extinction of at least 63 vertebrate species worldwide. If your cat is an outdoor hunter, there are evidence-based ways to reduce the damage. Bells on collars, colorful collar covers that make cats more visible to birds, increased indoor play to satisfy the prey drive, and keeping cats inside during dawn and dusk when hunting activity peaks. But understanding why the behavior happens, not just managing it, changes how you see the animal sitting next to that dead mouse. Looking up at you with what you now recognize isn't pride or defiance. It's expectation. It's the look a mother gives her kittens when she drops a meal in front of them. It's the look that says, I brought you something, I chose to, because you're mine. If this changed how you see your cat's worst habit, subscribe. Leave a comment and tell me. What's the strangest thing your cat has ever brought you? And if you want to understand what actually happens inside your cat's brain when you leave the house, what the science shows about cats that act like they don't care, that's the next video. And the data might be the most surprising thing you've heard all year.